coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. Welcome to Based on a True Story podcast. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. Got all that stuff out of the way. Let's get into today's topic, today's story time. I gotta do this real fast, real quick. Only got 10, maybe 15 minutes to spare for you guys, okay? Got here a little bit late, so I will read. If anyone leaves comments, I will read them at the end, okay? So basically, story time. I'm gonna tell you the time I accidentally got some jungle fever. Okay? So peep this. I used to work at this steakhouse. It wasn't an expensive steakhouse. It was an affordable steakhouse. Mainly, it'd be like middle-class families, guys trying to impress their girls, or, something like that. Nothing fancy dancy, but it was a steakhouse nonetheless, okay? And I used to cook at this steakhouse, all right? And in the beginning, it was kind of rough for me because I wasn't used to the constant heat that you have in the kitchen, okay? I cooked before, but not in a kitchen that hot, okay? And the reason why it was hot, because a lot of the steaks that we cooked, they were grilled steaks, like, you grill them outside. So that's why they were constantly hot in there. But nevertheless, I went on and I did my thug thizzle. Okay, so paid very well, got decent, got not decent hours, great hours. Okay, life's good in the hood for me. So there was this girl that I used to be attracted to at this steakhouse. Little shorty, real, dark chocolate shorty, had a fat ass, kind of kadonkadonk, okay? I'm talking about a ass so fat makes you look twice, go goddamn, all right? So I used to, had a thing for her, but there was a problem. She was married and her husband worked at the steakhouse, all right? So I'd be throwing little barbs at her. I'd be throwing little bars at her. She'll throw one occasionally back at me. But I kept it classy. I kept it, the gentleman code, the G code. I'm not going to crash on somebody's female, particularly if they're married. She knew I had some feeling. I mean, she knew the game. Check this out. She knew the game. She knew that I was very attracted to her. Okay. Damn, that ass is fat. That girl ass was fat at that steakhouse I used to work at. Okay, I can still remember that. Okay, so like I said, we'll throw little hints back and forth. We'll joke around and stuff like that. Nothing sexual, nothing over the top. Just throwing bars back at us, back and forth. No big deal. So she was telling me, she said, "Yo, I got this female. And she's real mad, interested in you, but she's shy." So I'm going like, "What?" And I'm going like, "So tell me something about her." So she was telling me about this female, and I'm thinking, and this is largely on my part. I should have done some more research. I should have, gotten more detailed description of her. All I knew, she was a female. That's all I got out of her mouth. So, she said that she's playful, but she's super, super shy. Okay. I'm like, yo, maybe you should, bring her in the restaurant sometime. We might, meet up someday. Might take her to the movies, things like that nature. Okay. She said, well, I have a phone number. She was wondering, do you want her phone number? I said, hell yeah, I'll take her phone number. You dig what I'm saying? So I immediately grabbed the phone number. I grabbed, and the phone, I can still remember, it was a piece of paper, phone number, had the girl's name. Now, I don't know why I didn't pay attention to the girl's name, because if I would have paid attention to the girl's name, I would have known exactly who had a crush on me. So I'm thinking it's going to be some shorty from the hood with a fat ass, because she knows how, hey, how you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? I appreciate that. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the subscription button, and I appreciate the comments. All right. So yeah. So I should have paid attention to the name, because if I would have found out the name right out the get-go, I would have known who this was, this mystery woman was. But I wasn't paying attention. You know how guys are. We don't pay attention. Where are you from, dude? Oh, I'm from Cashville, Tennessee. Okay. So yeah, okay, to make a long story short, she said she was, she texted me. She said she'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, word? So, okay, hold on one second. Hold on a second. Let me rewind that. Actually, I got a phone number. I text her. I said, hey, what's up? I text her, what's up? She texts back, what's up? With a smiley face. I'm like, okay. So she's kind of funny. So I'm saying, so I text her and I said, hey, when you gonna come to the steakhouse? She said, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, bet. I said, and I texted her back and said, bet, come see me, okay? Come fuck with your boy. You did what I'm saying? So if I would have paid attention to the name on the piece of paper, I would have known straight up who this was, and I wouldn't have gone, texting her all these details. Okay, you're probably saying to yourself, okay, why, Chris? Why? Why? So I'm gonna tell you. All right. So next day, I'm at the steakhouse, doing work and things of that nature. I knew when she was coming, because she was gonna come when Belinda, the girl who's married, who had the fat ass, I knew her work schedule. Okay. So I'm up here waiting. So I tell the boss, I'm like, hey, I went to the manager's office, and the manager office, it's like a little small office, got a little safe to the side. He got his wife in there. I ain't gonna lie, his name was Mr. Miller, and I think they were from Minnesota. And they're white, but dude was fat as fuck. Dude was fat. He wasn't just fat, he was fat. I'm not talking about with the PH, I'm talking about with the FA. Dude was fat, all right? But his wife is real slender. She had a little, she had something working back there on that back end. Okay, she likes wearing these these little tight dress pants, and they brown. And every time she walks, her left cheek moves in one direction, her right cheek moves in a completely different direction. Okay, she had that stank walk. Okay, so I'm not gonna disrespect him, because that's his boss. He's my boss, and I ain't messing around with the boss's wife. Okay, but nonetheless. So I walk into the manager's office. First and foremost, the office was funky. Okay, like he just got through farting or something. Okay, smells like baked beans and Cheeto chips. Okay, it was funky in there. So I walk in there, and before I can even say anything to him, I'm going like, hey, I was going, whoo. It's funky when the funk stop you before you can begin your sentence, before you can go, hey, I was just, whoo. When you say that, whoo, it was funky in there. It was funky as mug in there. So anyway, I gathered myself and I said, hey, can I take my lunch? I know it's a little early. He said, yeah, go take your lunch. All right. So clock out, took my lunch. I'm waiting on the side of the entrance. Okay. I'm waiting on the side because I knew Belinda's car, and I knew her husband's car. So he pulls up, right? I see Belinda come out of the car. First, I get a head nod to her husband, because, I work with him too. See Belinda come out of the car with that big fat ass. I do the little thumbs up like thing to her, but I was thumbing up that ass, I ain't gonna lie to you. And then I saw this tall white girl. I forgot her name. I'm gonna call her Nancy. She had like her basic name, like a basic white girl's name. Tall white girl, ain't got no chest, no ass, no nothing. Okay, I'm not even paying her no attention. I give her a quick little head nod because I'm trying to be respectful. Okay, and she's smiling. She's smiling from ear to ear. I don't know why the hell she was smiling that big. So I'm looking through the car trying to figure out. That girl told me she was going to, be in the car with, she was going to come with, Belinda. Okay, so I'm looking through the car. I'm going like, ain't nobody in the car. So they come walking to the building, and as they come walking to the building, I put two and two together. Okay, I'm going like, oh hell no, it can't be Sarah. It can't be Sarah with no ass, no chest. I'm not even interested in her. Look, first and foremost, y'all gotta realize something. People going to take this the wrong way, but I like sisters. I like sisters in the beginning. I like sisters at the end. You dig what I'm saying? I like some chocolate in my milk, okay? I'm not saying they no baddies, no white girl baddies, no Caucasian baddies. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, I wouldn't mind banging one or going with one. I'm not even saying that either. But what I am saying is, I got a heart for the chocolate. You dig what I'm saying? So they come walking through. And man, I had this look on my face like I just sucked on a lemon. I'm going like, ugh. Found out it was Sarah. All right. So Sarah starts talking. Belinda said, hey, I'm going to let y'all, have some time to yourself. And I'm going like, hey, time to ourselves. Okay. So I go, what's up, Sarah? She said, hey, Chris, I didn't think you was going to be interested in me. And, I always, throw hints at you, but you don't never catch them. And my voice said, oh, my bad, Sarah. I didn't even know, you felt that way towards me. But my inner voice was saying, man, I was rejecting them goddamn thing. I was rejecting those hints like Matumbo with a block. I was blocking all those hints. I'm blocking them hints. I'm wagging my finger going, no, no, no. No, no, no. Okay? I'm not even paying you no attention. Okay? So I'm going to be respectful. Okay? So I go like, yeah, Belinda told me that, you wanted to, talk to me, and she said, not only talk to you, we can hook up and date. I'm going like, yeah, we can go out and all that stuff. So we get talking. I'm trying to be respectful and nice. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell this girl how I really feel. I'm not gonna mess this mood up for this girl. So I played along with it, okay? One thing about Sarah, she was very touchy. She started touching me and stuff. I don't like being touched, okay? And I really don't like being touched by somebody I ain't got no attraction to, okay? So she likes touching people, squeezing on people. Then, like I be in the, there's like this refrigerator. Inside this big refrigerator, we got all our vegetables and fruit, all that stuff in there. Dressing, all that spit. Okay, I'm going in there. She saw me go in there. She immediately runs right behind me, shut the door, and tries to kiss me. I'm going like, whoa, man, I just found out that you was interested in me. Let's just, let it marinate. Let's soak it all in. Let's let it breathe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying to myself, I'm on the, I hurried up, got my stuff, started grilling. Everybody's laughing at me. All my coworkers are laughing at me because they knew that I was not on this type of time and this was not what I expected, okay? So everybody laughing at me, chuckling and laughing, giggling, hee, kiki, and snapping their fingers under the table, all that jazz. I'm up here like, damn. So I'm up here trying to figure out a way. I'm plotting on Sarah. I'm trying to figure out a way how to get myself out of this situation, okay? I'm thinking about all kinds of things I can tell her. Like, I'm a murderer, I used to sell dope. Man, I was thinking about all kinds of, I got a girl pregnant. I'm trying to think of what can I tell her that, she'll go ew to me and she don't want to talk to me. Cause I definitely don't want to break this girl's heart or, be disrespectful. So I said, so I called my dad. I got off the grill, went around the building like I was taking out the trash, and I called my dad and I was telling him the situation. I was telling him the score. My dad told me, he said, look, man, just tell that girl the truth. Tell that girl the truth. Tell her, because she needs to know the truth. You need to live your truth. I'm like, Say less, Dad. Say less. So after closing, at closing, we gotta, clean up the restaurant, and then we gotta prepare for the next day. So we're up here cleaning up, doing all that stuff. The girls, they'll go to the tables, wipe the tables down, and they'll take the old ketchup and put the old ketchup out of the bottle into the new ketchup bottle. If there's any space in the new ketchup bottle, they put the old ketchup on top of the new ketchup. That's a fun fact. Some of y'all need to take that and run with it. When you go to these expensive restaurants or restaurants in general, check your ketchup. Like, you can tell in the beginning of the day that it's two different sets of ketchup, because the ketchup on the top, it's more like dark paste red than that fresh, beautiful red. And you be saying to yourself, man, why the ketchup is in two different colors? That's because we put the old ketchup on top and the new ketchup on the bottom. I'm just, food for thought. I'm trying to throw some gems on the ground, hoping for some of you guys to scoop some of them gems up, okay? So as we doing all this stuff, Sarah got done with her tables. So I don't know why she was in a rush, whatever, maybe to holler at me. So I'm just about finishing up the grill. I'm done cleaning the grill and all that stuff. So she walks up to me. Nobody wasn't around, too, because I didn't want to say all this while there's a crowd of people. So she walks up to me and said, hey, so, she's up here talking about what movie I'm going to take her to and all that stuff. So I told her half her. I told her the truth, and I told her a lie. Okay, I'm going to say, like, here it goes, Sarah. Here it goes, Sarah. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know you had feelings for me, and I didn't even know I was texting you. If I knew I was texting you, I would not send those messages. But I'm going to be honest with you, Sarah. I just don't feel that way towards you. I feel more as a friend, but no, not on that type of level. But I tell you what, Sarah, as a friend, I will still take you out to the movies, and you can still have a good time with me. She said. She started, she had her head down. She felt kind of bad, you know what I'm saying? But she knew the truth. So she's, she felt bad. It looked like she was about to cry. And the one thing I didn't want to do is tell her not to cry. Because if you tell a girl not to cry, they're going to cry. Okay? So I was stone-faced. I didn't, show no emotion. And she looked up at me and she said, you know what? You're a good friend. She said, I'll take that offer. So the next day, I took her to the movies. I even took her out to eat, and then even took her home. And then I banged her. No. Hell no. I'm not going to bang her. If I would have banged her, I would still be stuck with Sarah, okay? So, no, I wasn't going to do all that. That was a lie right there at the end. But, yeah. So, from that day on, I started saying to myself, telling the truth is a whole lot better than trying to tell a lie. Because with a lie, you got to constantly tell that same lie, and you got to constantly remember that lie. I don't have to remember the truth. Because it's there, because that's what the truth is. So I've always been truthful from that there on. I try to be truthful. I'm not saying I'm always truthful, but I try to be truthful. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it for story time. The day I accidentally caught jungle fever. I got jungle fever. You got jungle fever. We got jungle fever. Now we're falling in love. Now, I didn't, accidental jungle fever. Okay, that's what I'm going to name it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story time. Really do appreciate you guys coming in. Guys, if you want me to continue these stories, just comment below. I will continue these stories, or we can just go into another avenue, talk about other things. I don't want to talk about politics. Definitely don't want to talk about politics, okay? So, yeah, that's it for story time. And that's it for Based on a True Story podcast. Hope y'all were well entertained by this. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from Ghost to Ghost. Read these comments real fast, real quick. So Manan Kumar, Venice said, broke, yo. You broke? Okay. Manan Kumar said, where are you from? I told him that. Where are you from? I told him that. Where is this place? I told you that as well. So ain't nothing else I didn't reply to. I really do appreciate everyone subscribing. I really do appreciate everyone hitting the like button. I really do appreciate everyone sharing it with a friend, family, as well as a follower. I'm getting up out of here, folks. You dig? I'm gone.